Welcome to another episode of an Abington COPES moment. My name is Kevin Tocci. I will be your guest host for this program, joined by, of course, the host of the show. She's also the chairperson for Abington COPES, Melissa Cook. We are back again. How are you?
Yes, we are. I'm well. How are you?
Very good, very good. The summer has come and gone.
Yes.
And
summer.
Now we're in the fall.
Yes. Love fall too.
How are things for Abington COPES these days?
They are going pretty well. We're moving along. We have some exciting things happening. We always take a little pause after the 5K, so that was nice. We had our 4th annual 5K, so that was very successful. I feel like really comfortable with it now. My friend Bob, one of our members, he said to me, it was probably about, I don't know, an hour before it was going to start. And he's like, "What's wrong, Melissa?" And I'm like, What do you mean? He goes, "You're calm. What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's our 4th one. We're like, we know what we're doing."
It's all
so,
bad.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
For those who may not be familiar, I
Yes.
think it's important that we start by you sharing Abington COPES, what it is, and the mission behind the organization.
So Abington COPES, so we started in the winter, March of 2022, after losing my sister to an overdose. I wanted to make sure this town was doing something. So our Abington COPES stands for Community Outreach, Prevention, Education, and Support. So we look to support families and individuals with substance use disorder and a big focus on prevention. So making sure the kids are safe in town and positive, healthy youth development.
How do you feel the organization under your leadership has evolved since 2022?
Oh man, it's funny. I remember like that very first, like I didn't know anything, and I just asked so many people, like I asked to meet with anybody that would talk to me, I would ask to meet, can we talk? And I was just like I just had so much energy around it. I just wanted to, because it had been like less than a year since I lost my sister. So that's where it was all coming from. So I had all this energy and I didn't know how to like focus. I didn't even know what a community coalition was. And my friend Ryan, he's like the vice president, and he talked to me. He was working in town. He now has a treatment center outside of town. But he stays with us because we've, have formed a friendship. But I was just like this. I had all this energy and I was at him all the time asking him, "What do you think about this? Like he put up with a lot. Like I was a lot in the beginning. So, but then, I kind of just got some good people around me and I kind of just settled in, and I have developed great relationships with people in town, with the school administration. So I feel like sometimes I feel like a little, should we be doing more? What, I get, but then I know like it's all coming together as it should. Things take time. And I know it has been a few years, but I remember I wanted it like right away. I wanted us to be somewhere, and it just keeps evolving. And I feel, when I feel a little unsure, I always just remember why I'm doing this, and I feel like that always calms me. It's funny because when I was getting ready to come here, I was talking to somebody and I was like, I didn't even mention why Abington COPES started. I didn't even mention that I lost my sister. And I was like, I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, like, I almost felt a little bad that I don't always talk about her. But then like, that's grief, as we, they're always with us as we, evolve and everything. It's not always right there, but like, and then I was getting ready and I saw like a penny right next to my hairbrush, and like my sister always sends me pennies. So yeah, I was like, all right, there she is. So.
It's funny you say that. My mother-in-law sends dimes.
Oh yeah? Yeah, pennies and dimes.
Every time there's a dime,
yeah,
we know that ma'am is watching.
Right, yep, yeah. And every time I see one, I just smile, so yeah, yep.
Interesting, you touched upon it just a few minutes ago. the 5K, the annual 5K, fourth annual. It's the signature event of Abington COPES. It helps with some of your primary fundraiser.
Yeah.
How did the event go this year?
So I thought it went really well. I'm really happy. Sometimes, like during the day, you don't know, and then you take some time, you breathe a little bit, and then you kind of like look back, and I feel like it was fun. Like maybe it always has been fun, but not to me, because like it's so stressful. But like I felt the vibe was good. I feel it was very successful. I feel, sometimes I'm like, it's so much work and everything, and I think someone said, well, it's so much work, should you keep doing it? And then like I'll read comments on Facebook or I'll talk to families like that they do it every year, that it's something they look forward to. People can, we have a In Loving Memory banner of people can honor their loved ones. It's just, I feel like, some of the kids are growing up doing it. They look forward to doing it every year. Some of my kids' friends, they just did it their first year and they had so much fun. So I feel like it's kind of a staple. It's like the biggest, it's a day we get to put on in the community. Like we've created this day with the community together. So yeah.
Let's talk about participation. What did you see from the community? Was there any standout moments or success stories from this year's race that really highlighted community spirit, showing their support?
I feel like the kids, the Abington students, the youth athletes, like kicked butt this year.
Exceptional.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like mess up their names, so I'm not gonna say it. But the first place overall winner, won the whole race, was a senior, an Abington High senior. So that was amazing. And I mean, I saw one of my daughter's friends. It was her first 5K, and I was like, holy moly, she's in 8th grade. And I was like, I think she came in second maybe for her age group, or I'm not quite sure, but super speedy. I was like, oh my goodness, they like blew me away. And so I feel like that was, for me, that felt the story this year. As far as the people running, like the Abington athletes are amazing. It's
interesting you mentioned that because we did a taping of The Buzz, a show hosted by Sean Riley, who is the consummate community member who is heavily involved, his family's involved. And one of the athletes, and it's escaping me, so I don't want to make sure I don't say the wrong name. But pay attention to one of the next few episodes of The Buzz, where actually Sean mentions, oh, you ran the COPES 5K this year, and you won it, and they talk a little bit about it. But the young man's name escapes me. Yes. But it was mentioned during one of our other shows. Talk about the funds that you raised. They directly benefit Abington COPES. What are some of the programs and initiatives that you look to do with it?
So one of the big things is individuals, help them getting to sober living, and then families, if they have a loved one struggling with substance use. We had a family reach out to us around the holidays. They were raising their grandkids and needed a little assistance, so we were happy to provide that. So maybe not necessarily like a sober living scholarship, but if somebody needed money, like with food or whatever, we're able to provide financial assistance. We can sponsor soccer teams and softball teams. I got to remember, I want to sponsor a softball team this year because it slipped my mind last year. But sponsoring youth activities, teen nights or middle school bowling nights, things like that. We have a speaker that came in and that proceeds helped fund that too, because that's an expensive day. And just the things we do throughout the year, obviously.
Youth enrichment programs.
Yes.
Very nice. Speaking of youth, I believe that there was a conversation, there might have been an interest meeting in regards to having a youth coalition regular gathering.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, because now from what I understand, this is going to be a monthly occurrence.
Yes, so this was something that I've wanted to have for probably a few years now, but it kind of has to like organically come, right? Like I have this idea, but like things have to come in place before then. You have to develop relationships, and when the time is right, and we have all these other things in place. But we've brought this speaker, and Jake White, who with 518, he came in last April, and he just came in the day after the 5K, so that was like an exhausting 48 hours. But Jake is a person who his uncle struggled with substance use, and he made a decision, just he didn't want to engage in substances, so he went to college. He never did. He started throwing sober parties. So he kind of speaks on prevention. He came into the school, and he is big on getting the youth involved. So he helped us. He did a presentation, and he said, I made a deal with Abington COPES. Are there kids in this audience that want to plan fun, sober activities? I'm going to help you, teach you guys how to do that. And then, so we had a bunch of kids that stayed after the presentation. There was like 50 of them. And then, so we launched an interest meeting for an Abington COPES Youth Coalition meeting. So these are a group of any 7th or 8th graders who want to plan fun activities, want to do like mental health campaigns, just help create like a more positive school environment. And it's really like a youth-led, like what the kids want to do. So we held an interest meeting a few weeks ago, and they decided they wanted to be called ACYC, Abington COPES Youth Coalition. So we are going to be meeting on the second Wednesday of the month. So our coalition meetings are the second Wednesday of the month at night, and our youth coalition, middle school youth coalition meetings are going to be on the second Wednesday after school till 3:15 in the cafeteria. So we kind of just came up with the name. We talked about that. We have an after Halloween party November 1st. Just with the kids' activities, soccer and other things going on, we weren't able to get anything before Halloween, so we're having an after Halloween after party. So the kids that came to the interest meeting, they're going to help volunteer. We're going to plan a December event, and that's kind of the premise. We're gonna plan fun activities for the kids to do after school, because it's about making those social connections and like having a safe place to be and socialize on the weekends, and not being on their phones as much, that face-to-face. So
let's talk about it. I mean, will it just be fun activities, or will there be discussions? Will they talk issues? Will they plan projects? What is the idea?
Right. Well, I think it's both, but I feel, and like I said, it's going to be up to them. So I mean, we've never had a youth coalition in town before, so we're going to have to kind of lead them, because they don't even know what a youth coalition is, and it's kind of going to be like, we'll throw some ideas out there what sits with them, but I think there are different prevention campaigns that we can look into. There's something called Sticker Shock, where a lot of other coalitions, a lot of towns, nearby towns have coalitions and have youth coalitions, so they'll create like a sticker. They'll come up with a campaign that says like not to serve alcohol to minors or whatever, and they'll actually go into liquor stores and like put it on cases of beer or whatever. There's some vaping campaigns we could work on. There's something called the Positive Social Norms campaign. So we did a bowling event last winter, and we asked the kids, like, do you think middle schoolers are vaping? Oh yeah, everybody's vaping, everybody's doing it. But the reality is that less than 10% of middle schoolers are vaping. But it's this
perception.
That everybody's doing it, when it's really just a couple kids. So it's like, if we let kids know that, 91% of middle school, or 92, I'd have to look at the exact stat, of middle school kids are not vaping, then that switches things in their brain. So they know everyone's not doing it. So that's something that I think is really proven, the social norms campaign, and effective. So
What do you think it's important to give young people a voice when it comes to substance use, prevention, or community wellness? Why is it
Well, we
important?
say like that with the kids, like that's where the magic happens, because kids, they're going to listen to their peers more than me, more than, and I mean,
It's true.
we bring in Jake and I love Jake, but like and that's what Jake's whole thing is. I'm not a one and done. I'm going to help you get this coalition going, because that's where the magic happens. Because me coming in here one time isn't going to, the kids are going to what make it most effective, because they're going to listen to each other. So this is something that like I'm just like super happy about getting to do, because I feel it's where like the coalition's going to be most effective with the kids. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing the updates from the ACYC, to
Yes.
see how they're doing.
Yep.
How can students or how can parents get involved with the Youth Coalition's work?
So we're gonna be getting, we're gonna put the info when the next meeting is up on our Facebook page. The middle school administration is pretty good about getting stuff into the newsletter for me. So I would say that Friday middle school newsletter is where you'll find most info. And then my email is abingtoncopes@gmail.com. And yeah, Facebook is the best place to see what's going on.
Okay. This was when we were talking about things to discuss.
Yeah.
You wanted to make sure that we talked about the importance of families eating dinner together.
Yes.
Why is that such a important prevention strategy?
Yeah, so thank you for giving me the space to talk about it. So it's something I learned a couple of years ago, and I hadn't really thought about it, but now there's like podcasts about it. There's so much information out there telling us that like kids that eat dinner with their family, sorry, if I try to say this without reading, I'll mess it up.
No, do what you do.
Okay.
Again, the idea is delivering a proper message.
Right, okay.
And we want to do that.
So there's a body of research that shows kids that have regular family dinners is a protective factor against depression, anxiety, and substance use, because family dinner is the primary time kids can connect with parents. Teens who have frequent family dinners are 4 times less likely to use tobacco. That's a lot. 4 times less likely to use tobacco, 2.5 times less likely to use alcohol than teens who have fewer dinner, fewer dinner, 2 or fewer versus 5 or more. So the protective factor is the frequency, having 5 meals together or more a week with your kids. And I think that's something so basic and something you probably wouldn't even think about. But sometimes when I'm making dinner, like I spend time getting it together, and then I serve them, and like part of me wants to like go in the other room sometimes, because sometimes my husband will eat in the other room, like whatever. We mostly eat, but sometimes I'm just like, because they're talking, they're loud, and I just say, nope, I'm gonna sit here and we're gonna have dinner. And I joke about them. I'm like, I'm sitting here having dinner with you guys, so you guys won't use substances. But my kids know that. But it really is, it's just being present for them, giving them space and letting them know that they're important, and just like all the things that, and it's not having family dinner and talking about substances. It's just having the family dinner and having conversations with your kids, because then that's where they'll bring things up to you, maybe something that was bothering them that they wouldn't have had that space to share. So it's like I said, I know, and it's not easy. Like my kids are active. I have a freshman, an 8th grader, and a 6th grader. And it's awesome. It is. It's fun. It's a lot. It's stressful, but it's like.
But to see them grow.
Yeah. And do other things. Yeah.
Talk about a little the impact of being able to sit down with the family and connect and communicate with them. What have you seen from this strategy that you can share with the viewers?
Well, like I said, it's like just, sometimes if they have like a bad day or whatever, they're not going to want to, they're not always going to want to talk about it. But then when you're sitting down with each other, and then, or maybe something happens and we're having a conversation and then something comes up and then they remember like something else that happened that was bothering them or whatever. But it's just really about keeping communication open, and it's not just, it's about, you know, being silly together and just talking about all the little mundane stuff, but they know that's together. This family time is important, eating healthy, you know, being together. And I'm not saying you have to make like, I don't love cooking, but it's just about the togetherness.
Making an effort.
Really. Making an effort,
Right?
yeah.
And your husband buys into this.
He does, yeah.
And what does that, what do you feel that shows your children that we're willing to sit down with you? And then is there times where you have to make sure that they're not on their devices? Because we're all somewhat connected to our devices. Is it kind of
I have to make sure.
a device-free dinner or of limited?
Limited, because I'm not perfect, and honestly, it may be me.
Okay.
That's like, and I'll be like, oh, you know, because something comes in and it is, you know, and sometimes I'll say, oh, it's work, like, but I have to actually say, okay.
Make the effort.
Yeah, remember to put that down because I don't want them on it. But it's letting them know they matter, you know, they matter to us, and yeah. And sometimes, like, I feel like one of my daughters, her friend was over and they were like, oh my gosh, you guys eat together? And hearing that they don't, she just goes and takes her dinner in her room, and maybe like her friend, that little girl will say like, hey, maybe, you know, they eat together, can we try that? You know, because people may not just realize how important it is, so. Yeah.
Is this a strategy, or are there tips being offered by COPES to help families try to have dinner together and to try to strengthen those connections at home?
Yeah, well, so one of something I've been brainstorming on, and I know we're going to do it. I'm not sure of grades or yet, but we're going to do like over the winter. I think we're going to do like a pasta dinner for grades. I'm not sure which grades yet.
It's in the works.
It's in the works, but it's going to be a conversation. I want every family that comes to leave with a conversation jar, like a family, like slips of paper. There's going to be like 150 questions, and it's going to be, a jar, and they can walk away with that. And how easy will that be to just have that sitting there and somebody pull, and there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's, as we get ready to wrap up our conversation here,
Yes.
let's just kind of talk about upcoming events or initiatives that are in the works, or maybe some things that are being offered by COPES for folks to know that if there's an assistance needed,
Yep.
whether it's Narcan,
Yep.
whether it's a way to kind of safely put your prescriptions away, and again, events that are coming up that you might want to tease.
Yep. So Narcan, 1 in 3.
Hold that up so
Yes.
folks can be able to kind of see that.
1 in 3 bystanders are present in an overdose. So super simple, you can save a life. Please reach out to us. It's 3 simple steps. You peel it, you place it in the nostril, and press. And then also we have, with our grant money, we were able to buy these lock bags. So just simple, put your prescriptions in it, zip it, and lock. There's instructions.
Let's hold that up so folks at home can just kind of straight like that camera
Yep.
over there. Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on.
So we have plenty of these available. So abingtoncopes@gmail.com. Email me, and I just want, because we have these, we have the funds, we were able to buy them. I have a lot of them, and I'm going to be purchasing some more. So I want the community to have them, community members to have them. I did just get an email this morning. I was going through my emails before, and we got an email about Christmas at the Grove is December 6th. So I feel like, shoot, that's already like here. So we are excited for that. We're going to be doing cookie decorating with the kids. We're going to have resources as well, always. And for the first time last year, we had a Christmas tree, and we had angel ornaments, and then you could write your loved one's name in memory of. And we had that there, and we put ornaments on, and it was simple, and it was really nice. It was lovely. So we're going to be doing that again too.
Let's talk about, as we're closing out 2025. I know it's hard to believe, but here we are. We're coming with the tail end of 2025. Biggest challenges, but also opportunities for substance use prevention and family wellness in Abington as we're closing it out and what you're looking forward to achieving in 2026?
Oh, geez.
That's a two-part question.
I don't even remember the first.
First part was as far as challenges or opportunities when it comes to substance use prevention and family wellness. What has it been like to tackle that this year, and what are you looking forward to in 26?
Well, I am looking to that forward to that family dinner that we're going to do for family school-age families.
Yep.
But so I feel like it's how do I connect with parents? How do we get the information out there? We've done some. We did a parents' night. We did with the Sarah LaPointe, the high school nurse, and the Kate Casey, the assistant principal. We tried to do a wellness night, a resource fair, and we put like a lot of effort. And I brought in my friend Kevin Rosario, and he gave a great presentation, and we had to pay for it, but we didn't get families there. So it's how do we get the information to them? So that's something that we're still, kind of trying to figure that out. But I am looking forward to making more impact this year with the kids. And I think that's with the ACYC middle school group. I think the impact's going to be bigger, and because it's going to come from them, and they're why we do this. They're, like I said, where the magic happens with the kids. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we wrap up here, if someone is watching this particular program, they want to learn more, they want to get help, maybe they want to attend one of your monthly meetings.
Yes.
Where should they go for information? How do they get more information?
So our website, abingtoncopes.org. And I'm going to have I have a 20 conversation starters at family mealtime. I'm going to get that up there on our website. So there, Facebook, I feel like, and Instagram is our info. Our coalition meetings are the second Wednesday of the month in the community room at the police station, 6 o'clock. Narcan available every meeting, and wicked good cookies. So
Okay.
every meeting.
Anything we haven't touched upon, or anything you want to just say in closing real quick?
I don't think so, no. But I just want to say thank you again for giving our organization this opportunity.
Well, you're the host. I'm just the guest host here. I'm just here to kind of help carry
I
the ball
appreciate
over the goal line if possible.
Yeah.
Well, until our next conversation, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for tuning in to a program like an Abington COPES Moment. Again, the idea is to get the information out there about substance abuse, ways to help folks when it comes to substance use prevention and family wellness. And that's what the show is to give you an idea as to some of the things that are being done by the fine folks at Abington COPES. Until our next conversation, be safe, be well.